Good evening, guys, and welcome to Lesson 1.5, Multiplication Patterns. Let's begin by taking a look at our essential question. It says, how can you use a basic fact and a pattern to multiply by a two-digit number? So let's begin answering that question by starting with our Unlock the Problem. How close have you been to a bumblebee? The actual length of a queen bumblebee is about 20 millimeters. The photograph shows part of a bee under a microscope at 10 times its actual size. What would the length of the bee appear to be at a magnification of 300 times its actual size? So we're going to use a basic fact and a pattern. To begin, we're going to multiply 300 times 20. So we'll begin by doing our basic numbers. So if we look at, we've got a 3 and we have a 2. So our basic fact is 3 times 2 equals 6. That is our basic fact. So then we can add a 0 back. So 30 times 2 equals 3 times 2 times 10 to the power of 1 equals 60. So then we know 300 with the 2 zeros times 2 equals 3 times 2 times 10 to the power of 2, or equals 600. 300 times 20 equals 3 times 2 times 100 times 10 equals 6 times 10 to the third power, which equals 6,000. So the length of the bee would appear to be about 6,000 millimeters. So what would the length of the bee shown in the photograph appear to be if the microscope shows it at 10 times its actual size? And that would be 200 millimeters. So let's look at the next example. And this one says to use mental math and a pattern. And we're going to multiply 50 times 8,000. So we're going to look at our basic fact. And our basic fact would be is if we took the zeros off of this 50 and the 6,000. So we know 5 times 8 equals 40. This is our basic fact. So if we start adding our zeros back, we know that 5 times 8 equals our basic fact of 5 times 8 times 10 to the first power, because we have 1 0 over there. And we know that that equals 400. We also do 5 times 800 equals, again, our basic fact of 5 times 8 times 10 to the second power. And that's going to be 5 times 8 equals 40. And we're going to add 2 zeros to that because our exponent is 2. That's going to give us 4,000. Now, if we look at 50 times 8, we know that that is our basic fact of 5 times 8 times 10 times 100 equals 40 times 10 to the third power, which is going to be our 40. And then our exponent is 3, so we're going to add 1, 2, 3 more zeros. So now we know it is 40,000. So now 50 times 8,000 equals 5 times 8, which is our basic fact, times 10 times 1,000 equals 40 times 10 to the fourth. So we're going to start with our 40, and our exponent is 4, so we're going to add 1, 2, 3, 4 zeros. And we're going to count over 3, so we know that our answer is 400,000. Now don't get confused. When you're solving your basic fact, such as 5 times 8, we write that answer over here. Then we look at what our exponent is, and if our exponent is 3, we add 3 more zeros to it. If our exponent is 4, we add 1, 2, 3, 4 more zeros to it. Alright guys, make sure you have this part filled out, and I will see you in class.